big chain. What is going on, guys? We are back in the mix, and we welcome you to another Thursday show. We got RC Pilot Will right there in the clutch. What's going on, Will? And he's muted, so he doesn't. Yep, there you go. Mic check. Well, and he's gone just like that. He's probably working through a problem or something, or he clicked the wrong button. But guys, what is going on? Happy Thursday. We made it again. Let's see here. We're just trying to jump into the mix right here. Man, we got everybody filing on in here. Let's see. Snow. Let's see. Mountain RC was first again. Boom. Into the room. Man, I was expecting that too, by the way. But that's pretty cool. Let's see here. What's going on, Mountain RC? Guys, we had Mountain RC on the show last week, which was awesome. And we had a really good conversation there with him. And yeah, man, we just had some good times. What is going on with this thing? There we go. A little bit sensitive over there. Kind of like it better when it was down. Yeah. There we go. But yeah, guys. Yeah, so we got Mountain RC in the group. We got Richard. What's going on? Slow Fire. Man, we're just gonna do a quick roll call. And we got Tim in the mix. What is going on, Tim?
Good afternoon or evening, I should say.
I know, right? Man, you've had a busy day earlier today.
You're blinging today.
Let's see here. We got Slow Fire 85 in there. We've got, let's see, who else is in here? We got a couple people in the back of the room that don't want to key up and say anything in the chat, but that's fine. And we've got Jay Cluster. Let's see here. So, P51 fans checking in. RC Pilot Will is in the house. He was just here a second ago, but he kind of, I guess he just disappeared.
He knew I was coming on and wanted to get off because
he got scared, man. He kind of got scared and ran away.
Yep.
Let's see here. We got RC Playing Game.
He knows I know.
Yep, that's it. What's going on, RC Playing Game? We got Josh Bunn in the mix. We got 3120 Downforce in the house. Man, we got everybody in here pretty much. And we got Snow River, as always. Dan Zimmerman, what's going on? We got Ronnie in here. Hex Speed, what is going on? Guys, we had Hex Speed in here. What was it, 2 shows ago? Really good. So let's see. Dunstan Henry says, Bobby, late again. Switch from corset to griddle. You will get dressed faster. That's funny. A girdle.
I like that guy. I really like
Switch
that guy.
From corset to girdle. No, I need to do something, man. Let's see, you got to suck in the fat. Louis Motorsports, what's going on, dude? And Winston Brown, what is going on? Guys, let's see. Now, let's take a look here. I do need to go through here. I got a bunch of new people in the mix that do deserve a wrench. Man, so let me jump into here and see. Let's see here. If you're a resident.
Dotson definitely needs a wrench. So does
Hex
Speed.
Yeah, let me jump
on the show. What the heck?
I've been slacking a little bit, man. Let me jump in there real quick. And then we're going to jump into the show here. There we go.
All right. Let's talk while you're doing that. You get any flying in this last weekend?
Dude, I did. I got a lot of flying. Me and RC Pilot Will got out there. And, dude, I flew man, what did I fly? I just had a really nice electric day. I had that. I had what I bring out there, my Twin Otter, the Hobby King Twin Otter. I put a gyro in it, man. That thing already flew excellent as it was, and I put a gyro in it, and it flew amazing. Awesome. So let's see here. There we go. I'm just trying to do both of these real quick. I can't walk and talk at the same time. Richard, you're getting a wrench. Let's see. I got him.
Hex Speed, give Brent one too. He needs.
Brent's
one.
Already got one. I just gave him one. Yeah, so he's good. He's good. He's got one of those, and I think we're good.
Give Heck a wrench. Yeah, we just did P51D fan.
Yeah, I'm just running through the list, man. We've had a bunch of people who've been consistently in here, and everybody's armed now. Everybody's got a wrench, dude. They're all dangerous. Let's see here. Nice. So everybody has some stake into the channel. You see any riffraff coming here, feel free to kick them. And, yeah, I think that's everything.
Henry, where are you from? Go ahead and put it in the comments so we know. I don't know where he's from.
Hopefully, where is he from?
Well, I need to meet up with that guy because, boy, he likes giving you a hard time just like I do.
I know, man. Let's see here. RC Plane Gang. I gave him a wrench. I don't see it. Let me double check. Oh, man, we got a bunch of people in here. We've got Will back in the mix, and we got Jeremy back in the mix. What is going on, guys?
Man, nothing much, man. I had to restart my computer. It was having some audio issues. So
No,
I see.
we heard the real story. You were scared. I know what happened, and you didn't want to discuss it when I came in.
Ronnie's getting the wrench.
I know. I know all about it.
All right. I think I just armed everybody with the wrench, so I think we're good. Let's see here. The Flint. Let's see here. Tim Tobin.
Oh, Dotson's in PA. That's a little bit of a drive.
Man, that is a ride, isn't it? All right. Hexpeed's
Could be
got
worse.
one.
I mean, we could go to Utah and see Jeremy, which that's just too far of a drive.
Man, he's out there in the middle of the of no man's land.
That's mean.
It is mean, but it's understandable. Okay.
So that you're using.
All right, we're good, man. Everybody's got one now, so we're all
You
squared
want to
away.
know what I heard? Is that what you want to know? Well, I know what I heard.
Oh yeah, I know what you heard.
Yeah, but you didn't hear about mine either.
Huh?
You didn't hear about mine either.
Hey, Will, you're super low volume, buddy. It sounds like you're
low.
talking down a hallway.
And Jeremy, we just see a back with Banana Hobby on a T-shirt. That's all.
Yeah.
That's okay. We're working on something.
With the green screen back there. He's got the green screen up because he's got a surprise.
He's got something hiding. Awesome.
We've got a surprise that we're going to show on this channel, but we didn't want to ruin it. So you guys just gotta wait. He's going to unveil it. He's going to take the green screen away. We're going to get back to business.
Am I better enough?
Yeah, you're better.
Much better. Yeah, much better. All right. What's going on? Yeah, we got everybody in here. The Flint says, watch all the time in Hampton Roads, Virginia. Nice, man. Just north of the Mason-Dixon line. Well, look, guys, wanted to tell you guys happy Thursday, man. We have a nice little show lined up. Man, we've had some eventful events, I can say. Man, all the way going from Tim's situation, all the way going to RC Pilot Will's situation. And Will, did you want me to show the video?
Yeah.
Oh, we got a video of this?
Oh, dude, you know there's
You
a
didn't
video.
send that to me. Oh, man.
I have to find it. Let me see here real quick. I've got video of it. Oh, yeah, that's right there.
And for the first time, you can't blame it on an IX-12. I mean,
honestly.
Wow. Come on, man. Get off of that IX-12. I got that 14. I had it for a while.
Yeah, he's a part of the 14 gang now.
Part of the 14 club.
So look. So, Will, do you want to tell all the good the members of the channel exactly what happened?
I think we should see the video first and then let them explain it.
Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, cue
I think we should cue the video first, and then because I haven't seen the video, but I've heard all about it.
Let's start it right from the takeoff.
All right, well, fair enough.
Oh yeah, that's true. It didn't last very long, so
start it right from the takeoff.
Okay, guys. So look, I'm gonna show you how RC Pilot Will had fun. So here we go. RC Pilot Will had some fun, and I'm gonna show that fun to you guys. So let's take a look here.
It's always fun.
Let's see here. Window. There we go. All right, here we go. And then we'll talk about it. Let's make that bigger. All right, here we go. Where's the start button? Crying out loud.
right there in the middle, right there.
Smack dab in the middle.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Now watch closely.
All right, we are ready on this side whenever.
You might want to watch this, Jeremy. This is,
Yeah, Jeremy, you need to watch
I'm
this.
gonna watch.
All
You need to
right,
watch
boys and
this.
girls.
Yeah, Jeremy definitely don't want to watch.
She sure was.
Jeremy's going to definitely want to watch. What the?
Watch this, Jeremy.
Yeah, it sure was a pretty plane. That's all I got to say.
All right, here we go.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, snaps are cool. That's a thing.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like when it hit. Never mind.
So they all have an expiration date. Just
Yep.
in case everybody
Now
wants to
listen.
know.
I disagree.
Oh, there it goes. Oh. Hit the tree.
What the heck?
Well, let's just watch that again.
We don't have any sound on this?
Yeah,
That
you
was
can't hear
stalling
it?
and falling.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, no sound.
Yeah,
That's
you don't have
strange.
any sound.
I don't know how you don't have sound.
Oh, Dum,
Oh,
dum.
nobody does.
Oh. Oh, I heard a whoa. It's really low. That was a real
it's
whoa.
probably- oh, you're hearing it from my microphone. Here you go. So here, I'll do it one more time. Here you go.
Dang.
Turn my volume all the way up. All right, nobody say anything. Send it.
About 70% right there.
What
See,
happened?
0%.
Can you kick your gear up?
Whoa.
Man. Can you kick your gear up?
Whoa. No, we just lost power.
What in the world?
All right. What do you think happened?
Okay. Now, you guys, yep, exactly like you just said. What do y'all think just happened? We're going to jump into the comments. We're going to see exactly what you guys think.
Dan Zimmerman, tree wins again.
Hey, he's not wrong, is he? Let's see here. I'm going to show y'all another video and just so y'all.
Is that
Yeah,
paper on rock, paper, scissors?
It's
Wow.
definitely. I guess
Oh.
that would be equivalent to the paper for sure. Let's see here.
Snow River's got it.
All right, let's take a look here. I'm going to show you guys. There you got it.
ESC, huh?
You know, if you go to a turbine, you don't have ESC problems. Just saying.
That's what I said. That's what I said. I took that as a time to go ahead and egress out of the big EDFs, because here's a problem, Lance. When you get to so large of an airplane like that, there is a lot of going on, man. A lot of things that could possibly go wrong. You got your ESC that could fail, your lipos could fail, it's just a lot of stuff. Your BEC could fail, so not saying that can't happen with the turbine jets, but when you get to a certain level, man, and this happens in the small stuff all the time, but on the larger scale, that's a more hungry system right there. So, but Will, you want to tell everybody what happened?
Yeah, man. Go ahead and pop me up there.
You're low volume again.
Low volume again?
Yeah.
He looks like he's sitting at a table like he's the Godfather right now.
I know he does, doesn't he?
I am.
I'm not really sure what he's got going on.
About it.
By the way, guys, these are made by Hamilton Tanger's Creations. Got to get you one of these right here.
I got to be sounding good now because I got the volume.
You sound good. You sound good.
Okay. All right. So, what happened? Well, I didn't overload the jet, so let's not even get to that. It's not tail heavy. It's not nose heavy. It was not none of that. Batteries were good. The Y connector was perfect. Nothing with any of that took place, and it definitely wasn't my transmitter, because you saw I still had control of the jet, not gaining any airspeed. So what happened was I took off at 70% throttle, flying like I normally do. And when I made my turn, I banked into my turn. Right as I was banking into the turn, the power just quit. It wasn't the motor. It wasn't the, like I said, it wasn't the battery connectors. It was actually the ESC. The ESC just, for some God-forsaken reason, just decided to say, hey, I quit. And, yeah.
Snow River.
Yeah.
He does.
Sorry to interrupt. I read that comment.
I read that too. I started busting out laughing. It looks like he should have like 5 on the table. Yeah, hello, my little friends.
Look like Al Pacino with it all over his face.
Man, can you imagine? I came back on lights up in my face. Bobby would have cut the camera quick.
Yeah, like a Scarface. You want a piece of me? You can handle the truth.
That's a strike there, Bobby.
Right? Exactly. It is, isn't it? Oh, well.
It is right, Bobby. Be careful.
I can't hear Will. Will sounds like he's like 8 feet away from there.
Will Pacino.
Yeah. Will's like, he's so far away.
Everybody else can hear.
I mean, I hear you, dude, but it's
hard
like
to hear.
through like a hallway.
Because I don't have my earpiece in tonight.
I'm disappearing in this
Oh,
wall.
it's even worse now. Hey, look. So, here's a question for the group, guys. So take a look at this. Richard Petrosino. I probably chopped that, but I tried my best. What would be a good beginner turbine plane to learn on? What do you guys think?
L39.
Raptor.
L39. That's not a good
L39.
beginner. The Raptor, that's not a beginner for a turbine.
It is actually
yes, it is.
Oh, that thing floats in like a
No,
baby.
man. I
yeah.
wouldn't buy that for a beginner turbine.
No, he's talking about the aerofoam one,
Yeah, AF models.
the AF model, the big one that you've got. Will, the EDF version. What do you think?
I wouldn't go grabbing it in a turbine.
Okay. Well, Tim, what do you think?
I would probably go with the L39.
What is it? The Boomerang Sprint? Is that a good one? The Sprint or the Elan? Or
Yeah.
that Stinger 9 MB339 is also a good model.
I'm gonna coast. I would probably say there's so many because I have a bunch of beginner jets. Honestly, I'll say the HSD jets L39, the Aerofoam L39, the Aerofoam MB339.
And that's if you
Boomerang,
want. That's what you want. Foam.
Is amazing.
If you want foam, if you want balsa or composite, then you got to go a different route. You know,
right?
So the MB339 is balsa. So
yeah, I would say, and I would definitely say the route I took. I started off with the Boomerang Jets Turbinator 2. I was blown away how easy and forgiving that thing was. So that's a good one. But in this age now, man, you know, you've got so many options. And I will say the HSD airplanes are just easy. You know what I mean? You just drop in the turbine. But also the Aerofoam too. My second jet was the L39, the Aerofoam L39, and that thing was amazing.
Hey, Henry, Dr. Henry, that Boomerang Mini Viper. I was at the field all last week for a jet event.
Oh, we're going to talk about that.
Dan from Boomerang had his pink one there. And that thing is incredible. I'm going to tell you, that is a nice composite jet for the money. The nice thing is you get the plane for $1,099, and you can do the conversion kit for $150. But if you do the conversion kit, which gives you the gas, the fuel tank, and the thrust tube, you get $100 off. So it's actually $50 for the tank and the thrust tube, which I thought was a smoking deal. He was running, I think it was a King Tech 50. Don't quote me on that. It was either a 55 or a 65, and that thing was boogieing. And I'm going to tell you, that bright color, the pink and the yellow, not my favorites, but you almost need it because that thing is so fast and will get out of sight so quick that you need to have that bright color on it to see it.
Yeah, we're talking
really,
about
really nice jet.
That Boomerang Mini Viper, guys. That thing is actually pretty cool. Here, I'll show you right here. This is actually it. It comes in a couple of different colors. But this thing right here is absolutely nice looking. That bright pink, you can't help but see it. I mean,
I haven't seen the yellow one in person, but I saw that thing fly, and that thing boogies on a 55 or 65.
That's crazy.
Boogies.
Yep. Let's see here, and that's a nice small size Boomerang Jets Mini Viper, but and it also let's see here. I'm trying to find that other color one. So there we go. So this one's 55 inches and it's 50 inches long. The EDF size, it'll take a 90 millimeter 12S EDF all the way up to a 35 to a 65 Newton turbine conversion.
They made that thing live on Thursday, and again, I was with Dan, and by the end of the day, they had already sold 8.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, Dots and Henry, if you want one, you better jump on it because I know their inventory is low, and that was, believe it or not, that was before the tariffs. So somehow they got those planes in without the tariff. I think the next batch, if they bring it in, will be tariffed. So don't wait.
Man. Yeah, actually pretty nice looking bird right there. Nothing actually bad looking at all. I was getting ready to take a look at it. And here we go. Here's the Mini Viper. I was trying to find that other color. There it is.
Right there.
Yellow.
There you go.
And so that's the conversion kit that you're talking about right there.
Yep, $150, but they give you $100 off if you buy it with the plane.
That's not terrible. The
No,
only thing that makes me wonder is that thing's so small, man. I wonder how well you could see it. You know, it looks like it's going to get small quick.
I can tell you right now, he was flying that thing at Mach 1 and getting, I wouldn't say way out there, but he was getting a pretty good ways out there. And you could see that bright pink, you could see it. I mean, you could tell the orientation of the plane, which I was really shocked.
Wow.
I mean, it's not one you're going to fly, at 1,000 feet by no means, but, you could probably get it up 500-600 feet and you're going to be fine.
Yeah, man, I'm sitting here looking at it. Donson Henry says, thanks, Tim's. It will be in the hangar after my trip. So there you have it, guys. That's one.
I want to double back real quick because I didn't get chance to finish telling everybody that
What he said?
Motion RC is going to address the situation. So I did get in contact with Motion because the ESC was newly purchased from them. And they didn't waste any time. They got back in touch with me the very next day, and they already started the process. So I got to send them the ESC back. They're going to do their evaluation, and then from there, once they see that, hey, there was no foul play, of course, they'll most likely get it right with me and give me another ESC. Now, they're not going to cover the bird. I don't expect them to cover the bird, but I will be replacing the bird by June. So.
Oh, this sounds like a turbine to me, Time.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I've got way too much invested into that bird, man.
Hey.
By the time I bought the EDF, the ESC, that's a jet fan, buddy. That's a lot of money sitting in an EDF that's just going to sit on my shelf. I got it.
Donson Henry said, first the ESC, now his mic.
Hey, Bobby, can we start showing this one real quick before the batteries run out?
Yeah, man. Let me finish running through this one real quick, and then we'll jump back into it. Let me see.
As soon as we can. And then I can unplug it.
Oh, the batteries are running out?
Yeah.
Oh, Narcy.
I've been programming things all day.
Video.
All right, so here we go. Jeremy's got something that he wants us to take a look at, so we'll go ahead and pull him up into it. And Jeremy, what exactly do you have in store for us, man?
All right, let me change this there real quick. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, it's dark. I can't.
I just see darkness.
What it is.
Oh, you'll see.
Oh man, there you go. What is that?
It's the new Grippen.
Yep, there you go, guys. You got the Jet Ruler Grippen right there. What do y'all think?
Check that thing out.
Look at that. How cool is that, man?
Enormous. This is an 8-foot table, and it's almost past the table.
Man.
So we got about 4 inches from the edge of the table here. Pretty dang awesome.
Now look, I got one of those right here.
I've been getting it a little bit set up so that things work.
I got one of those right here
for tonight.
Look at that.
But we've got some pretty neat stuff with there. It's got speed brakes. It's all kinds of awesome. but I have the landing lights on, and I don't have very great batteries for testing, but we'll get there. But yeah, the thing's pretty dang awesome. You actually got metal pitot tubes. You got them up on the top there. You got a super scale cockpit. Let me try and bring the laptop around so you guys can see it.
You got the lights on there and everything.
That's why we had to hurry, because I got little bitty batteries.
Oh, okay.
Look at that.
It looks really good. The lights look very scale. Look at the scale pilot and cockpit in there too, man. That's just
Jet Ruler does a really good job on their cockpits.
They really do.
This landing gear is pretty dang awesome.
RC Flying Veteran says, "Is it foam?" No, that's not foam. That's composite, right?
Composite.
Absolutely
look at the gear.
Composite.
Look how good those gear are.
I mean,
Keith Dunn says that thing looks good. Keith Dunn, you got to have you one of those, man. I'm over here trying to look at the picture of your icon right there. It looks like you got a ton of airplanes over you.
That nose gear is pretty dang awesome too.
Jeez.
Good absorption from the shocks. Great looking canards. The detail on this thing is just superb. I mean, look at this. I mean,
is that painted on, or is that just?
This is all painted.
Wow.
Oh, there's the air
All
brakes.
painted.
They were.
That's cool.
Speed brakes.
How fast do you think
Why-
something like that's going to run, man?
This thing's going to be a Banshee. I guarantee it.
It looks like it's just going to be fast. Now, are you going to end up setting up the gyro and everything like down there?
Oh, absolutely. The weapons, you can fly with the station loaded or without. Nice little setup there.
Is that a plug and play, Jeremy?
This is a plug and play.
Man.
So again, like what we've talked about before in lots of discussions, plug and play when you get to larger models is different than a plug and play from like a 90 mil setup, right?
Yeah.
So you still have to set up gear controllers, maybe light controllers, but essentially what you get is you get everything involved. You get your servos, your wires, everything's there except for receiver, motor, any of that kind of stuff, batteries, right? But you still have to set things up, and I want to make sure people understand that it's not drop a battery in, drop your turbine in, and everything's already ready to rock. No, you still have to connect your wires. You have to decide where you want your battery tray, to have. You put your own holes to wherever you want your electronics to go, because everybody's receivers are different, whether they have a small receiver, a big receiver, whatever they're trying to use. You have your own customization to do with this. So just, so everybody knows, again, plug and play when you get into larger airplanes is different than what you get out of the box, like from, AF models, X-Fly, Free Wing, E-Flight, all that type of stuff. So
do you have any of the control surfaces or anything like that plugged up, or no, just the lights?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice, man. Look at that.
So have you flown this yet, Jeremy?
No, it showed up yesterday.
Well, what's your excuse? You had all day yesterday and today to do it.
Get him, Tim. Get him.
Come on.
What's my excuse? My excuse is, I was half thinking about giving it to you, but, I can't.
I understand. You want me to be the test pilot on that one? Yeah.
I mean,
But it's gonna be pretty good. We're we got to get a motor. We're trying to decide what we want in there. We're gonna be either between a 140 and a 170.
Oh, that's an easy. You know what the answer is with that one. 170
going to rock.
190 in it.
Oh yeah, 190. Go to 190.
I mean, go big.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to have a sport version of this for those who want sport editions, and it's gonna have. We're going to guess.
What does that mean?
The sport edition and it being lighter is going to be hopefully about 7 to 10 pounds less.
So
in weight.
Sport edition, like less. I guess less.
No
less scale stuff.
Yeah,
more
tracks. You hand throw it. You belly land it.
Hey, I hand threw the C-17 yesterday.
Did you really?
Or not yesterday, on Tuesday.
So what's that one weighing in at, Jeremy?
I don't know.
You just guesstimate it.
He just got it yesterday, Bobby.
I know, man, but I gotta ask.
I haven't even weighed it. I'm gonna guess we're sitting close to about 35 pounds.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a big bird.
Is it going to be thrust vectoring available on that, or is it just going to be a straight pipe?
On the sport edition, it will be. On the scale edition, as of right now, it's not. So maybe it'll get there, but. Yeah. Again, this is the first one in. We're going to run it through the ringer, and then we're going to see what we can do about getting them all to you guys, hopefully without tariff stuff. So that's going to be the hard thing for the communities. So, but yeah, there it is. Speed brakes.
There we go.
It's all out, decked out. Going to be cool. And it even has a burner light too, but I don't have it set up yet. So
that's awesome, man.
But I'm going to disconnect the batteries on there so that I don't run them dead, so I can still use them for testing later.
What kind of batteries are you running on that, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
So what I'm going to use on this airplane is 2S lipos. Depending on CG and what I want to put in there, it'll be either between a 2200s duals. And then my motor, I run Sweewind, so I'm going to be running a 3S battery in there. So again, it all depends on size and CG. So Okay. Man, I really like that, man. That's a very nice looking airplane by Jet Roller. And somebody said it in the chat, man. It was Snow River. Jet Roller really has set a pretty high bar between the F-16 and that one. I mean, like,
everything that they got coming out, man, has been looking extremely good. What are your thoughts on there? And I know you're flying
the L-39, the F-18, this, and there's plenty more in the pipe. So
I need an
F4.
I need an F4.
Jet Roller's knocking it out of the park, being honest.
I need an F4.
It's pretty cool. Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You would like an F4? I would like an F4 too. Maybe that's something that can happen.
That'd be awesome.
It is. Man.
Will you give me one of those?
Lots of airframes out there to be able to do. So again, you know, and I've said this before, the more you guys purchase of airplanes funds other projects. So if you want more, buy more.
So he just put it all on the customer base here. We got to buy more, everyone.
That's right. Got to buy more. That's
buy. Worry about your bank account. Just buy.
Yeah. Or the
buy now. Easiest button to hit on.
So everybody buy one of these, okay?
Right. Exactly.
No, lots of good stuff. You know, there's been a lot of great reviews on these airplanes. A couple of minor little issues between some things, but for the most part, very, very good report based on the first initial release of airplanes. It's been awesome. They've been doing a great job. So keep it up. We'll see more from them, and it's gonna be neat.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Now there's two Grippens in the screens.
That's right, man. Got one right there. Got that one over there.
Baby one.
Now, Tim, what?
So there you go. I'm gonna unplug this.
All right, buddy. Tim, you want to tell everybody how you had an eventful event?
Oh yeah, no problem. So
we got pictures though. Do we have pictures?
I don't have any pictures of it.
Oh, dude, we need. You know what they say.
We actually were flying. We got there before the event was started. The event didn't start on Thursday. It was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday event. I was there on Tuesday, and so I was going to maiden a couple planes, and then I was flying. Obviously flying my Atom. So I took my Atom up first, and had a flame out on landing, and brought it in. No problem. Geared down. I was actually in the glide slope, lined up, landed it fine, got it down. We made a phone call to CRX and talked to him, because this is the second or third time it flamed out at low throttle. So extended low throttle, it would flame out. And luckily I've been able to, it was not in a terrible spot when it flamed out. So talked to him, and he was like, all the parameters are good. Why don't you go ahead and check your fuel lines? So we put all new fuel lines in the jet, actually pulled out a brand new UAT and put another brand new UAT, different brand in there, thinking we were maybe getting some air bubbles or some type of trash or algae, something. So we took it back up, and flight was perfect. I was coming in for not a landing, a gear check, and I was over the field about 40 feet, 35, 40 feet, and I started to turn left, gears down, flaps down already, and probably at 3/8 power, maybe a little bit below that, between quarter and 3/8 power, and it died. It flamed out, and it was pointing away from the field at that point, and there was no getting it back. It just it went in. Destroyed it, and the motor survived. All the servos survived. The landing gear was out. Didn't even bend any of the gear, not even the nose gear on the thing. It all survived. Yeah, the whole plane survived except for the fuselage, and the right wing just disintegrated. Fuel tank had a puncture in it. Luckily, though, it didn't spray all over the hot turbine and ignite the thing on fire. So turbine is already sent back. Dan from Boomerang already has my new one built.
Dan's good like that, man.
He was with me, and I can't tell you specifics, but within about 20, 30 minutes, he asked me for my credit card, and it was a deal.
You gave it over just like that.
Well, and here's the thing. So he left North Carolina, drove to the warehouse, picked up everything we needed, and freaking already called me tonight and said, "Hey, I need your I need to know where the location of everything is in your receiver." So I had to take a picture, a snapshot of my dashboard on my iX20, and he goes, "Yeah, it's done," and he picked it up Monday afternoon.
And so that was the Matrix, correct? The Matrix?
No, that was the Atom.
The Atom, that's right. I don't know why I keep getting the Atom in the Matrix.
Yeah, it was the Atom. So
there we go.
Long story short, don't know what's wrong with the turbine, but there's something wrong with it because, like I said, I've had 3 consecutive flights where it flamed out on low throttle.
What batteries are you using?
I'm using on that. That was a 3200 Lifey battery.
On a Sweewin?
Yep. Oh no. I take that back. No, that, believe it or not, that was the SMC battery in that one. That was an SMC battery, high voltage.
If you have a battery that doesn't support the C rating or the oomph out, it'll cause that.
No, this was a SMC high voltage. I can't remember. I got the pack out in the garage. I could go look at it, but I was having that problem prior to Bobby's event. Where I had to switch that battery out, and I was having it after that event. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's a bummer, dude. But the good news is hey, look, you know, the thing is when you crash airplanes, the most important thing is, and Will can attest to this, is that getting your like electronics, your servos, as long as that stuff's not tore up, I can handle having to buy an airframe. But it's like when you lose the, the turbine, everything, all the money, the components, man, that is what hurts most. And that's what's crazy about that. So, but I'm glad that worked out.
I've had 2 go away.
Really?
Without any kind of saving of anything.
That's rough.
I had an F-15 Eagle that went through its nose went through the same part that the butt went through.
Jeez.
Big fire. That was my first jet I had.
Man.
And then I bought one of the worst airplanes I've ever had in my life.
Which one was that?
The Durjet models F-35.
Really?
That thing.
I'll look it up.
I had a horizontal separate and start fluttering.
Oops.
On a level pass. Yep. And they tried to say that it was a my fault thing, but I had one of the most amazing airplane designers there that was there watching.
One of these right here.
Yep. So one of the horizontals split straight down like if you were to put a line right down that fuselage.
Yeah.
Split right at the horizontal from front to back.
Man, these models are supposed to be of good quality.
You have a bird strike, Jeremy. Come on, just tell us. Was it a bird strike?
No, but like I said, I had one of the most well-known 3D pilots out there with me watching it. And as the plane went by, you could hear it going, and then that's when it ended up going in. But
it's always nice having that reassurance.
Yeah.
No, it truly is. It's nice to have reassurance. I had Dan from Boomerang and Dave War were standing there when that plane flamed out, and they both looked at me and said, "Dude, there's no way you're going to save it." So it makes you feel better when you have somebody standing, like Jeremy said. You got somebody there, and you go, "Yeah, there was something definitely wrong."
Yeah, and it wasn't cheating.
Yeah. So again, the person with AJ Aircraft. AJ, he makes 3D airplanes.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah. He was right there with when it happened, and when I was like, "What the heck happened?" He said, I could see your horizontal broke and was fluttering."
Wow! And so they didn't even back it up or anything.
Oh no! I sent them emails and all that stuff, and about 6 emails later, they stopped talking to me.
Wow! And they lost your business forever.
Well,
that's a good looking. That's a good looking model.
Jets, but I would love to have had an F-35, but I can't stand behind it.
Man, that's an amazing one. I'm hoping,
Jeremy,
that we have somebody make one.
Jet ruler. Sorry, Bobby.
Oh no, you're fine, dude. That's what I'm hoping. I'm like, we need like Jet ruler to make one, or somebody to make one. We need a 90 millimeter, and then we need
we need a turbine.
A turbine version of it.
We just need turbines.
Now we can't forget about the EDFs, man. Not everybody can afford a turbine, so we gotta cater to both, man. But that thing right there looks amazing. How well that thing's flying.
Is that
let's see how it
mean,
lands.
I fell for the gimmick and I bought the airplane.
And they're not cheap, are they? What are they, like 10 grand?
It was like 6.
Jeez.
If I remember right.
Check out the landing on this thing. Let's see.
Man, it was the hardest airplane to get the landing gear to actually stay down and locked.
Wow, that's strange, man.
It was an air gear system that, I mean, they just would not stay locked. So they went to electric now. So they may have changed some things, but I spoke with a few people about this airplane and they're like, oh yeah. They needed more structuring in this area and that. So,
man, that just makes me really we need somebody to make one of these, and we need somebody to make a SU-57 or something like that. We just need one. That's actually pretty cool. I do like that, by the way. That looks really good. Dang. Man, Snowbird says, which one went through the power lines? That wasn't one.
Well, we're gonna bring that one up again.
Yeah.
The power line one, that was a Pilot Predator.
Yeah. Jeez, that's crazy, man. Let's see. Jeremy will be required to autograph it and then get a specialized certificate of authenticity. That's funny.
Is that on the C-17?
Man, yeah, that's funny, dude.
Funny. We've been flying the crap out of that thing. That thing's been fun. I sent a clip to Bobby.
Oh yeah,
that he was thinking was an edited video.
Yeah, I thought it was
absolutely 0% edited video, which was pretty cool to see.
Jake Custer says we can't fly turbines at our field. We need a 90mm EDF as well as a turbine. I agree. I think for any of the popular ones, there should be like a turbine and an EDF variant.
Like the F-22. That's a great business plan to come out with that model capable of both. I mean, that's what most manufacturers should do.
And I'll go ahead and tell you, man, somebody somewhere is creating an F-35 of that. Somebody has to. Like it's almost a no-brainer. But the only thing is like the only thing that's turning a lot of people away right now and is slowing a lot of production is those pesky tariffs, man. It's killing a lot of people in this hobby. It's just raising up prices, really, making people that,
I got a little bit of tidbit information today that if there's anything you guys want for motion, buy it.
We said that last time.
But here's the reason why: they're not restocking when they run.
Nobody is.
They're not gonna bring anything in.
See, we are probably not. Also, there's no way that we could pass the buck onto customers and fill.
Yep.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And that's what
I'm telling everybody is buy it now if you want it, because who knows when it's going to be available again.
That's what I'm telling people. Absolutely.
That's why we all have 100 airplanes, right?
Exactly. Yeah, but I'm telling people seriously, you've got to go ahead and get the stuff that you want, because you don't know when it's going to go in. And what's going on is none of these distributors, manufacturers, people who are buying airplanes, importers, are going to buy any airplanes and pay those crazy tariffs right now, because they're just going to lose money. Not only can they not afford to pay the tariffs, but they also can't afford to even get more shipments in, because they can't bank on how much the next shipment's going to be. The first tariff, it was a little lower. Now the next one is higher. So now it's at a point now where they can't even get the airplanes because the production is being stopped overseas. Right. So that's the issue that's really happening that people really need to understand. So what Jeremy's saying, what Tim is saying is absolutely accurate. So,
well, not to change the subject, well, I'm not really. So can we just get some prototypes? You all don't have to pay the tariffs on the prototypes, right? Like that Grippen back there. How does that work? Can we just get a bunch of prototypes brought in?
You still have to pay the tariffs.
Oh, do you even on the prototypes?
Anything that's at the docks. Yeah.
Anything that goes through customs, it's at customs where it all gets tacked. So, so they can send an entire ship with everything at yay dollar, right?
Yeah.
And then as soon as it hits customs,
now
it's that. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
That's the thing that really sucks is, we want to try and sell things to people at the prices. But we can't guarantee what the price is until it literally gets to the States.
Exactly.
And, we don't want a $300-ish airplane to be $750 because it's 140% right now.
Let's see. Keith Dunn, I appreciate that super sticker, by the way, man. I always like clutch work, man. You always come in clutch and do that. And again, you don't have to do that, but it's certainly appreciated. But yeah, what do you guys think? Snow River brings up a good point. He says the Chinese are right at the point where they just refuse to sell the U.S. anything if Trump doesn't back off. What do y'all think?
Oh man, I don't want to get too political on the channel.
but you can't really talk about tariffs and not get too political because that's exactly what it is. But you can be smart about it and not get in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what do y'all think about that? Man, the Flint certainly.
I just think the
super sticker
that these businesses got to keep going, man. And if they gonna have to pass the tariffs off on us, especially if they're making models that we want. I wouldn't have a problem with paying it. Yeah, it's gonna be extra, but at the same time, they gotta still try to make some money. If they don't get any models in, then we're not gonna buy any models. So they're still losing money.
Right.
Either way it goes, it's a lose. But if they pass the tariff off onto us, fairly, let me say it that way, then I don't see where it be any problem for people who are hardcore hobbyists that really like buying from Banana Hobby which I'm pretty sure a lot of people like buying from Banana Hobby. And buying from Motion RC, they will continue to buy.
Right.
Because I know I will.
For sure.
I'm not going to stop buying.
It doesn't feel right increasing the cost for something, that we're all already.
But there's nothing you can do about it. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. You're sitting here saying, "Oh, it doesn't feel right increasing the cost," but you can't do anything about it. Either you're gonna sell it to us at a lower price and lose money and run yourself out of business, which we don't want that to happen. Right. Or you're going to pass the tariff off on us so you can keep your business afloat and keep your customers happy. Because if we don't, like for instance, the J20, there's people waiting for that plane to pop off. I'm one of those people waiting for that plane to pop off. And I'm getting frustrated because I want that plane. But if you're going to hold it because of the tariffs, then there's a lot of people out there that's like, think of all the people that's in America. There's a lot of people that wants to fly that jet. And if you're not going to pass off the tariff on me, so I can at least get the jet, so I can be a happy customer, somebody's going to eventually be like, well, you know what? We're going to keep doing this, and we're just going to pass the tariff off, and then I'm going to start buying over there. I want that J20.
Right. Well, Keith Dunn brings up a good point. He says you just got to suck it up and buy them, man, and pass the ball on to everybody else. It's just kind of how business is done.
But here's the problem, though. Here's the problem. I'm thinking as a businessman, and Jeremy's going to agree with me on this. They're not going to bring it in just because you two say you'll buy it, when the majority of people, let's say 70% of the world or the U.S. market says, I ain't paying, that's in the hobby, that aren't going to pay for it. So
of course, and that's why
then Banana Hobby or her Motion or whoever is stuck with that product forever because nobody and eventually the tariffs go away and they're going to have to lower the price on it because it's just going to sit there and sit there and sit there.
That's a true point, man. And the thing is they're not gonna buy anymore either until all this stuff goes away. And they know this isn't gonna last forever. They know that for a fact. So,
but you got to think about it this way.
You just gotta ride it out.
If think about it this way: if everyone boycotted a Walmart for 48 hours, everyone in the nation boycotted Walmart for 48 hours.
That's never going to happen.
But what do you think will happen to it? What is your business, man? What do you think will happen to a Walmart if nobody bought from Walmart online or in store for 48 hours? What will happen to them?
It'd be safer because you wouldn't have riffraff walking around there at late night. It would definitely be safer, dude.
But they would definitely hurt. 2 whole days.
Yeah, it definitely hurt their product.
I'm on the road now. I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the thing, though. Walmart can handle it. These other companies, these small, like me, I'm a small business.
Yeah.
We can't afford that. Walmart, they could sit there and they could suck it up for 120.
They can't. Look at what happened to Sears.
Yeah, in their pajamas, in their shopping. No more people shopping in their pajamas, and nobody in there running up on your heels with the carts. Oh man!
Look at what happened to Sears, man. I mean,
that's why I go to Target.
When people stop going to Sears, look at how they just tape it off really quick. And I mean, they were big as a Walmart.
Yeah, you're right.
But here's the thing.
Now you can't find a Sears.
But
if you do, you're lucky.
Here's the
We're
thing.
Getting off topic, but I'll tell
here's
you,
the thing, Will. Americans
killed all
will
that
never,
was Amazon. Amazon killed all
Americans will never stand up. There's not enough of us that would stand up and say, "I'm not going to Walmart." There's not enough Americans.
No, there's not enough.
It will never happen.
I hate going to Walmart.
I don't want to go to Target
because they
I don't
got
want to go to Target either. I don't go.
I despise going to Walmart. I can't.
I tell you what, every single one of you guys is absolutely wrong, because if Walmart had remote control airplanes in there, every single one of you guys in here would be in there. If they had turbine jets in there, y'all be in there buying them.
Yeah, they had something else.
You absolutely would.
I don't know about that.
So on a good note, guys,
that's funny.
Let's talk about something.
Working at trying to find other routes.
Yeah,
we can try and get stuff to you guys, right? So, but again, if prices go up, guys, I mean, give us a bone here and buy something just to help out, and then when we have high prices in the end, I mean, as long as we've got product that's high price, that means that we're probably trying to compensate for that high price that we paid for it. So
for sure. So let me ask you this, guys.
You got to weigh, what?
Well, let me ask you this. So for something like the X-Fly C-17, and I'm putting this in the comment section over here, I want you guys to answer. In today's market with the tariffs, what would you feel comfortable buying a C-17, right? Let's theoretically say it's going to be a $300, $350 airplane, right? We'll say $350, $330. What would you pay with tariffs total? Would you be willing to pay $475, $450, $400? Like what would you feel comfortable paying?
I'll pay somewhere between $400 and $450.
In the comments,
I'm seeing what people are going to say. Downforce says $420.
36 people watching. Come on.
Yeah, I'll pay between $400 and $450 for it.
And this is important, guys, because the information that you drop in there may very well help people make a financial decision on what to price this at. So let's see. And we have to be realistic, right? So,
come on, Snow River.
We want you guys to also understand. You hit the nail on the head, Bobby, earlier. You said it's not just the shipping that is getting affected.
Right.
It's the manufacturing of things too. So per se, the landing gear of this J-20, right? We got everything for this airplane to be able to make 100 of them. And everything's great to go, except for we just can't get those tires because those tires are from somewhere that is affected pretty significantly, right?
Right.
So just because we're willing to pay for the tariffs and get it squared away, sometimes there's still roadblocks that prevent things from happening.
Right. Why don't y'all get a contract with Continental and get Continental to make the tires for you?
We need to get
this guy. This guy.
Continental's headquarters are right around behind my shop.
Yeah, there you go.
Start working it out.
I mean, realistically, these are the things that people don't really get to see the behind the scenes. I mean, these are the questions. Not everything is made in China. There's it may be being assembled there, but it's just like automobiles. Automobiles, there's pieces from almost everywhere. So.
Well, and I'm just going to point out something in my industry. Back when we had some issues with containers and tariffs, a lot of the companies that are manufacturing quartz countertops in the China or wherever, they moved theirs to different, like Taiwan, where there were no, or the tariffs weren't as affected as much. I don't know if that's even a possibility for, a company like Banana and Motion, Freewing, whatever, Horizon, any of them to move to a different country, because that's a lot of money to move.
Right.
And if they move, the price has got to go up because they're building a new facility and they got to pay for that facility. So I don't.
Again, it's
that balance. So look in the comments. So Lionel Randa said 450. Jay Custer said 450. Flower Mikey said 350. Keith Dunn said 400. Snow River said 150. We know that's not right. Let's see. Flower Mikey said 275. And then
those are all under
3120 said 420. So yeah. Okay. So I would probably say it would be reasonable around that 450, 460 mark.
Be reasonable.
Yeah.
And again, guys, this would not be a permanent thing. This is hopefully a time frame that we all can get past, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's the thing. We're saying hopefully, and we're saying, oh, it's not a permanent thing. Like, you know, the thing is that this is the way I see it. Everyone always says, you know, it's not going to be a permanent thing. Well, guess what? I'm going to prepare for it to be a permanent thing. Because if I sit back and say, oh, it's not going to be permanent, and then I'm just like, oh, it's going to be over soon. It's going to be over soon. 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years past, it still hasn't changed. You know, then, you know, I've been living on a false hope. And instead of preparing myself for a long ride on something, I set myself up for a shortcoming. So that's why I'm just like, hey, if I got to pay the tariffs, I'm going to pay the tariffs. You know, if it ends soon, then it ends soon. And hey, have you ever had any problem with someone telling you, oh yeah, I'm sorry, that price is not going to be, your bill is not going to be $600. It's going to be $450. But you were prepared for $600? Have you ever had a problem with that?
Yeah.
I don't think nobody has a problem with being told something's going to be less if they're prepared for more. So I'm just going to be prepared for more in case it never ends. You know, I don't want to be that guy sitting there looking like, oh, it's going to end, and then it never ends.
Well, these are all good talking points, man. I mean, these are all very good viewpoints that we're expressing, and it's basically, you know, consistent with a lot of people in the hobby and other hobbies too, as well. Like in the RC hobby, the cars, you know, they're having the same conversation we are. But to end that one and talk about something a little bit more cooler, who's shooting down RC B-17s? Did y'all see this?
Really?
I gotta show you guys this. Oh yeah. Check
somebody shot somebody RC down?
Oh man, no.
Oh, we've done that. It's fun.
I love it, man. So,
all right, kill that music.
Ready?
Yeah, so they're shooting this thing.
I'm gonna give you a nice easy target here. Hit it.
Look at that
and
thing.
there goes the drone.
That thing looks robust, dude. There's no way they're gonna shoot that thing down.
Come on. Oh, okay,
man.
they got me a couple times.
God.
Tubby B-17.
That actually looks pretty cool. Well, the Tubby B-17. I would love to have an airfield in my backyard like that.
Yeah, I'm about to say that can't be no AMA field.
Not going down.
Definitely not.
I'm gonna get close. Hit me!
How cool is that? I just wonder if they actually shoot it down.
Well, here's my thing.
I'm sorry, guys. I can't fly with one single motor.
Why didn't they put something on the plane for the plane to shoot back?
Yeah, because then that becomes a violation, I'm sure, of something. Look at this thing, dude.
Yeah, we've done
that
at a club down in Gunnison, Utah, where you paid $10 and you got a baggie full of paintballs to shoot.
Yeah, that's what we do at our
And
field.
Yeah, we did that at Tim's flying.
Yeah, we do that at our flying, Jeremy. Not every one, but like every other one, we'll have a paintball, and it's like $10 for like, I don't know, 30 or 50 shots. It's a blast. The kids love it.
I loved it, man. When I was out there, I was
That's
like,
right. You came out. You were there for that, weren't you?
Yeah, dude, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Now, let me tell. That was pretty cool. I thought that was a neat little segue into something. But I wanted to talk to you guys about something, a product that I've been eyeballing, and that I actually tried. So I'm going to do some testing on it, but I wanted to share this with you guys and see what you guys think. Intro, the Lemon 7-channel DSMX compatible telemetry receiver. This is generation 2.1. This thing is absolutely pretty cool. And the price is what got me on this. So I was like looking for an inexpensive alternative to the AS3X and the Spectrum, because obviously the 7 channels went up to $100, right? And for me, I have a ton of airplanes that I would like to fly and actually have the ability to have gyro on, gyro off for some of the reviews, right? So it gets extremely expensive at $100 a pop for 7 channels. So I did a bunch of research and found this Lemon RX. And I'm like, first of all, I don't like the name of Lemon RX, right? Like, I don't know who picked that. That automatically makes you not trust the receiver. Like, it's the most ridiculous thing. Right? Yeah, I'm like, who did this? Like, why didn't you call it Trustworthy RX or something? But Lemon RX is definitely.
I don't think I would have trustworthy either.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like extra low auto repair. Yeah, right. That's no such thing. But I saw this and I was like, okay, this is interesting. So I gambled and I went to take out, I got 2 of them, and I sat down and went online and watched a couple of videos on how to set them up. And let me tell you, it's very, very easy to set up, guys. What it is, it's a one and all. It's equivalent to the AS3X in the receiver. So you have the receiver and you have the standard gyro in there with the pots. Now this one, you actually can go on the computer. So if you plug this one up into your smart channel radio, like I have an iX14, you can actually change it digitally through your screen on there. And it's not hard at all to do. It took me maybe about 30 minutes to kind of understand, to get a good grasp of it. But the stabilization in there is amazing. It's actually very, very good.
So basically, it's like AS3X. Well, not AS3X. It's like forward programming, but instead of being wirelessly, it's wired, because you plug it up to your transmitter, and you could change the gyro settings through the transmitter when you plug it up to it, right?
It's just like AS3X.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, because when you go into forward programming on your transmitter, that is just all it is making the adjustment to the gyro and everything. But it's all wirelessly transmitted. You got a wire on that one that you plug up and plug it into your transmitter, and then the information comes up so you can see it.
It does it. It does it wirelessly. You don't have to plug anything up to your radio.
Oh, it does it wirelessly.
It does, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's basically a Spectrum transmitter for like a third of the cost.
Bingo.
Which is amazing.
Bingo. And another thing is this. I like it a little bit better because if you're not tech savvy and you're not able to figure out AS3X or whatever, it has these old school pots right here, right? Like, you go in there with a flathead screwdriver and you have your aileron, elevator, and rudder, where you can actually turn these knobs, these gain knobs, and you can adjust it that way. This thing is so smart that you plug it into channel 5 or 6 or whatever. Channel 7 is right here. You plug it into either 5, 6, or 7. Once you plug it into that, your gain knob is automatically your gain control. So it has standard gain control with you having to do nothing. You just plug it up to channel 7 and you got it. So I'm very impressed with this thing. I checked the range, dude. The range is very good. And like I said, it's a DMS MX product. So it's the same thing as Spectrum uses. It's identical to it. I did the research and checked it out. They can't say it's a Spectrum DMSX product because it's copywritten, right? So they have to say this right here as a disclaimer because it's under Horizon Hobby. But and it's the text gen is what I was saying is what you see, the telemetry that you get on your radio. But it's fully compatible. But it has a built-in barometer, altimeter, energy meter. I mean, it's really cool. You take this little thing right here, right? You plug it into here, and then you take this lead and you plug it into your power balance lead on your LiPo, and it gives you real-time information. And I'm like, what in the world? This is full range too. And I'm like, for $33.99, I was so skeptical for so long about this thing until I jumped on it. So like I said, I'm looking at it and, I'm going to give it a thorough test and I'll let you guys know. But One thing I like about Motion RC is you can go in there and look in the comments and see exactly how many stars people gave it, and it's got a lot of good reviews. I mean, 78's pretty dang good. You're going to have these 1 and 2s and 3s and people saying not consistent, lost my T45, crashed my T45, but we know like you're going to have those, and that could be user error, battery error.
Yeah, you mess around and stick the antennas in the wrong place, then you're going to lose reception.
Also, check this out. I'm just showing you guys the product. So they have a 10 channel right here.
I was just wondering that.
They got a 10 channel, $54. They got a 6 channel if you just want basic, no telemetry, $14.99. You need 7 channels, you got this one right here. If you need another antenna, you can get another antenna for $20, where it goes directly into the little ports on top.
Oh, dude, I'm getting on Motion RC right now.
So, like I said, in these times of where everything is going up and being inflated and prices are going up, you have these right here that seem to be a very viable option and seem to bridge that gap. So something to think about. Lemon RX or whatever you want to call it. Hate it or like it, it looks like it's a good option. So I'm jumping into the comments and seeing. So let's see here. And I'm just jumping in there trying to see because I was talking and yapping and looking at it. Yep. Slowfire says I have gain control on my X14 knob. I do too on mine. Let's see. Antenna RX over non-antenna RX every day. Louis, I agree with you, man. Those two, and I'm not kidding you, man. The thing is very long range. It's on par with everything else. Yep, you can hook receivers into it. BD Tennessee said Lemon RX are good and great value. I've been using the Gen 2 on and off since release. Yep, and these are the Gen 2.1s, so it's pretty cool. And BD, you know exactly like I know. I watched your video on it. There's a lot of videos on setting up this thing, and it's not hard at all. So I'm really liking it. And so let's see here. P51 fan says buy FR Sky. Yep, you can buy FR Sky, but like I said, I struggled with that FR Sky, and I had it for almost like a couple of weeks. And this right here is just easier, man. It's just much easier. But it's to each his own, really, what you choose to do. Not.
Sorry.
I've got a buddy that's a rep for FR.
There is a mute button right there.
I'm sorry, man. It was too quick.
That was
now
he's super loud.
Yeah, now he's super loud. Yeah, I'm like, what in the world?
He blew it out his nose.
Bill said the voltage reading is not that accurate. That's fine because look, I'm not buying it for the voltage. I don't really trust the voltage anyway. I've heard the voltage on a couple of people's not be accurate. But I tell you what, it was accurate on yours when that one battery was low.
Well, Bill, I'll tell you like this, Bill. The voltage reading is going to be different versus dealing with a Spectrum receiver, because with the Spectrum voltage telemetry wire, you put that really close to the ESC. When you tie it in, you're tying in really close to the ESC. On that one, however, you're plugging into the balance lead, so you're getting voltage right off the battery. So there's going to be a difference there where the battery may be reading a higher voltage. By the time that voltage travels downstream to the ESC, you're going to get voltage drop in there. So the Spectrum one actually catches the voltage after the drop. So that's why it's a lot more accurate on the Spectrum one. Say what now, Jeremy?
There's going to be voltage sag.
Voltage sag, voltage drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. But I mean,
I'm sorry. There's a couple comments on the bottom of the screen that I'm just laughing about.
what are you laughing?
That's exactly what that was. Wipe your nose, Will. My God.
Bill's like, wow, clean the screen.
Oh man,
he's like all this cookiana, all this fine china white.
I got a little bit of resin there. Hopefully Bobby doesn't send anybody to my house.
Oh my gosh, man. But yeah, so like I said, it's a very good alternative. And like I said, I have been really surprised with it. Like I said, it's not hard to understand or anything like that. But like I said, I'm going to do the testing on it so you guys don't have to, worry too much. And I'll report back and I'll let you know if they're good or not. If I lose an airplane over it, guess what? You're going to know that I'll lose an airplane over it. But it's highly not likely just the way it is because the DSMX technology is identical to the same thing that Spectrum is using. It's the same thing. So, it'll be something interesting to see. Dan Zimmerson says, I have one in plug and play 1.3 Cherokee. I bought it over the winter. It works fine. I keep the gains low for the gyro. And there you go. BD Tennessee says he has some information on there. I recommend taking a look at his video if you're going to set this thing up. He did a great job on it, by the way, BD. Let's see.
Knows his stuff.
When the satellite costs more than the 6-channel RX, be skeptical. Okay, that's interesting. That's not really that different, actually, because if you're looking at it, you have to understand how the satellite works. The satellite is its own receiver. It's no different than this right here from Spectrum. Before the tariffs and everything, this right here is $45. You know what I mean? And so it's identical to the same thing. So you just have to pick and choose what you're comfortable with. If you think spending more money on something gets a little bit more comfort in it, hey, by all means, buy it. But I'm gonna try that because I got a bunch of airplanes over here that's driving me crazy.
Yeah, also, I agree with Flyer Mikey. Emotion's not gonna sell something if it's not good.
Exactly, and that's
Emotion's not gonna sell.
Some people will beg to differ, but but I will say
I'm gonna be on Jeremy's side on this one.
And this was something that I wanted to talk to you guys about in this day and age of AS3X, and telemetry and stuff like that. I have been putting these little guys. I've got 2 of them. I've been putting these little Hobby Eagle A3 Super 4s or Super 3 version 2.3s. These things are still very good and still very useful for these foam airplanes, guys. You cannot sleep on these little things. These things are like $23, $37 on Amazon if you want to get them. And these are phenomenal. Look, he's got one right there. Those things right here are amazing.
Yeah, I watched that one of yours delete the win on that flight you did.
Yeah. There it is. You got it right there. And dude, they are very, very good, very inexpensive alternatives if you don't want to buy an AS3X telemetry receiver for $100. You can go get one of these, drop $20 on it, and you've got a extremely good, robust system where you can fly it in the wind. Because me and Will watched that Twin Otter completely delete the wind, and it was like the A3 L, exactly what you've got, Jeremy. So Hobby Eagle is a very, very good gyro. So just putting that out there for you guys in this time.
Yeah, I can stand by those all day, every day.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
Simple gyros, but
it's easy.
Yeah.
I got a question, Jeremy. What is a ELRS? I've been hearing about that. What is that?
There you go.
I don't know.
You got to ask BD Tennessee. BD Tennessee, what is
I'll look it up. What is that? Is that a new gyro or something? I'm gonna guess it's. I'm gonna guess.
I've heard some people say something about it's a type of signal or something like that. Kind of like the DSM or something.
Type gyro.
Now this is interesting. I need to talk. Gary says, dude, I love them and I use them in my turbines. They can run high frequency, and I've seen that they have different frequencies on this thing. So
yeah, that's very interesting. You can change that.
Uh-huh. And you can change the frequency. I saw that you can change them like 3 times on there or something, right?
Let me see if this has anything about that ELRS. Does anybody else have any information on that? I mean,
Express
I don't know
ELRS. He says it's a radio master protocol, long range signal.
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay, so who said that? Donson? Is that essentially where the gyro itself is a receiver? You can put a satellite on it and it transmits still, kind of like Cortex does that. You can do that with a Cortex now too.
Really?
Yeah. It might be the same thing.
BD Tennessee said tests have been done up to 10 miles or more. I mean, you can't even see that.
ELRS is a radio master protocol.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember the guy.
I don't know.
There was the guy at at Raleigh Hobby, he was talking to me about it, and I couldn't catch exactly everything he was saying. It was almost like he was speaking another language to me, and I'm like, what? But I do recall him saying something about being able to go 10 miles on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably like a 900 meg.
Yeah, you can do that with
exactly. Those were absolutely an amazing range, but the problem is they were based upon crystals, and if somebody had a number 17 and you were flying with the 17 and they turned on their 17 transmitter, you're playing with
hit. Oh, that happened all the time, man, at the field back in the day when I first started getting into it.
There's a lot of them that have that stuff, but I don't know what that is. I'll have to learn some new stuff.
BD just said it works on 2.4 gig now.
Huh.
Maybe.
That's good to know.
I don't know. Something to look into, guys.
So, like I said, this hobby's always evolving, but I just wanted to talk about those gyros because, like, you know, what I was doing was I was ending up buying a bunch of those AS3X receivers, and I'm like I said, it started adding up really quickly, and I'm like, I need to go back to the basics because those gyros were phenomenal. And I mean, these are like, they've got 6 sensors on that thing, so they got the same amount of sensors as AS3X has on. I think, is it 6 or 8? Turn one that your buddy said it had on there. I think he said 6.
I think it was 6.
Well, yeah, 6 sensors on.
Yeah, so 6 is
from what I understood, Lemon is who makes Admiral receivers.
You would
know. If you've ever used an Admiral receiver, that's my thoughts. But who knows?
Well, Fire Mikey said something. I don't know if there's any validity to it. He says now Motion used to sell rebranded Lemon.
Yeah, so there you go.
Admiral, which won all that great. And I remember I used to stay away from the Admiral. Anything, honestly, it's going to sound bad.
I won't go with Lemon ever because
this is
Admiral.
This is going to sound bad, but I never went with anything Admiral. I bought the Admiral lipos, and those things puffed on me so quick. So I kind of stayed away from that, honestly.
We had an Admiral dump out at Joe Knoll with an L39, and it about hit a golf cart full of people.
Yeah.
Was that an L39 or was that the A10?
That was an L39, and then it ended up taking a shower with Justin.
Yeah, BD said it right. Admiral is terrible for sure.
Because they had a couple. Was it last year or the year before? They had an A10 that landed in the road behind the pits, in between two cars.
I haven't been to Joe Knoll since forever ago.
It's next week, man. Next Saturday it starts, or Friday. Come on down.
I go to Kentucky Jets. That if I'm going that far over, that is where I go.
Bobby's supposed to come, but I won't believe it until I see his eyes.
Well, hey man, you said I was going to be. You said I was going to stay in there with you, man. You got extra bunk.
We got an Airbnb, man. You can sleep on one of the floors or couches or whatever.
Dude, I'll sleep on the floor, man.
I'm bringing my big camper.
I'm not opposed to that.
I got a big camper.
No, that's where we're going to be. We're going to be at Kentucky Jets.
Yep.
That is one of the grandest events that I've ever been to, and I've been to lots of events. It is amazing. If you want to see some of the coolest jets out there, right there is where it's at. Absolutely the best.
Did you go last year?
Absolutely.
So you were there when the full scale landed while they were flying?
Yeah. I have a video of that. Bobby, should I send that to you? You want to see that?
Which one?
Where the full-scale airplane landed on the runway when I was...
there was like 4 or 5...
You sent that to me.
I had just taxied back after landing Boss Hogg, my A-10, and Jeff with his A-10, and that sucker landed on the dang runway with X'd out runway.
You sent me that video. I was like amazed.
Do you have that video still?
I don't know. Let me see.
Geez, Bobby, now I got to dig back in.
Because I downloaded that, and you sent so many.
I said
I don't think I still have it.
I'm gonna have to cut short because I gotta get up in the morning. And
I'm at the point. Well, I'm gonna shut it down anyway. Will, we're at the point now. It's over an hour, and so I'm gonna try to keep it under that level there, guys. But look, I'm gonna slide off, man. We've had a good show this Thursday, so let's see, guys. Let's see. He runs them on.
We'll show that video next time. Put that down as a note.
Yeah, I will. We definitely got to talk about that. But yeah, guys, certainly appreciate y'all checking out the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well.
I really like that Johnson Henry guy.
Also, one last thing.
You know the shipment that I got to pick up is from him, right?
One thing I want to talk to you guys about
supplier,
was this actual. Let's see here. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but I came out with the speed trial video of the Panther. That's right here. And now it's time to do a speed trial on this thing, guys. You can see exactly how fast this thing's going because it is extremely quick. That was a really good speed trial we did on that. It's got the 70 meter, the newest 70 meter, and we did it with the SMC. So make sure you jump on the channel, take a look at that, and there you go. So remember, Will, snitches get stitches. So guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I certainly appreciate you guys. Jeremy, you got anything?
I gotta get his number.
Will, you got anything?
Man, you guys have a good weekend, and don't crash any planes like me and Tim did.
Yeah, for sure. That makes awesome footage, by the way, but Tim lacked on the footage. Tim, you got anything?
Will, don't do another bump. Go to bed. And
there you go, guys. Don't forget.
I hope everybody has some good flying this weekend because we're not. It's going to rain here all weekend.
There you go, guys. I hope y'all enjoy the show tonight, man. This was a great time. This was fun. Jeremy, I wanted to tell you thank you for bringing up the airplane right there, J39.
That thing's pretty cool looking.
Appreciate you getting the clearance from the boss over there, Carrie, and you doing a good job and everything like that. So we'll appreciate you being on here as well, dropping in and coming in and doing a bunch of blow in front of everybody. And Turn One, I certainly appreciate you being here for all the good information and explaining your crash. So, guys,
sorry, just Johnson Henry.
And there you go, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed that.
Hey, if y'all don't hear from me, man, y'all know Bobby done came to arrest me. All right.
All right, guys. Y'all take care. Y'all have a good night.